Yo, what is up, people? Today we got a 10 team PPR mock draft from spot number 5. Gonna do a 10 team PPR. Comment if you want 12 or 10 team in what spot. But, anyways, let's get into it because I have stuff to do. All right, regular format, and let's get it popping. So, first two picks are probably gonna be Bijan and Gibbs. Um, okay, here we go. So Chase, Bijan, Puka, JSN, it's kind of rare, I think, if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be here at 5. So if he's here at 5, we're going to take him. If not, you got to think about McCaffrey, or you got to decide if you're going to take that running back. I feel like I feel like McCaffrey is definitely like a tier above Jonathan Taylor, but I'm just not on McCaffrey this year. I think they really ran him last year because the year before he was hurt. He gets injured a lot, so I'm not really loving the pick. I think I'm gonna go safer wide receiver. But in this case, Jahmyr Gibbs is here. You take him. Montgomery's gone now, so he might have more goal line work. Maybe they're like Pacheco still and they don't give him the goal line work, but regardless, Jahmyr Gibbs is that dude, so you got to take him. Okay, let's see who got taken. So, yep, McCaff, Amon-Ra, Lamb, Jefferson, Taylor, London, HN, Malik Neighbors, James Cook, Nico Collins. We're back on the clock. Right. Running backs, Genty, he's gonna get a lot of opportunity. I'm still out on the Raiders though, just because they suck. So I'm not even looking there. Chase Brown, loved him last year, drafted a bunch of him. It sucked that Burrow got hurt, but their defense was still trash to the point where they would just be throwing and, running with him nonstop. Um, I would probably be okay with taking him, although I really like Hampton this year. Their offensive line's healthy. I see them upgrading completely. Saquon still solid, but like for a first round pick last year, he wasn't ideal. I drafted him in one league, but we saw what happened, and Jalen Hurts, they're gonna keep doing their thing. Um, Running back, Hampton is definitely the top option for me. If we're going receiver, I think Rashee Rice is gonna do good. Not really looking at Pickens or Olave, AJ Brown on the Patriots. I just feel iffy always about Patriots wide receivers. I think Tet's going to be solid. To me, I'm not really liking the value here. Maybe you think Rashee Rice. So it's between Hampton and Rashee Rice for me. You kind of have to play on, looking in the later rounds and seeing who you like, who you're more comfortable with. And I'm not really obsessed this year with running backs in the later rounds. Um, Also, I might be trying to go more handcuffs. Not a lot of running backs got hurt last year. So there's a couple guys I like, but I think I wouldn't care waiting on wide receiver a little bit. So I'm gonna go and take Hampton right here. Rice, Olave, McBride, Genty, AJ Brown, can't read that fast. Pickens, Bowers, and Barkley. Oh, Bowers is a beast. If you're that guy that's gonna take tight ends, take him. Come on, come on. All right, so we took two running backs, right? Um, and there's teams here that need running backs, but regardless, you got to just look what's best for you. Um, okay, Chase Brown still here. That's some pretty good value. Tet, I think Tet's going to be solid. That would be a nice wide receiver one. Um, I think Higgins is going to be solid too, but again, has to stay healthy, injury concerns. And Kenneth Walker right there on the Chiefs. I feel like Patrick Mahomes is going to be a little Mahomey. I think he's going to do his thing again. Like, come on, it's Patrick Mahomes. They're going to get back on track. And now, if we look at the draft board, we got 10 more picks until our next pick. And it's like, do we want to go Chase Brown and solidify? Or do we want to go Tet right here? Me looking at all these wide receivers going down the line, I'm not loving a lot of them. There's a lot where I'm like, yes, this could be a safe player, but I really want consistency and studs. And I do see consistency, you know, Chris Godwin, Jacoby Myers. Those are guys I would 100% be willing to take as my wide receiver one. I don't know. I just don't see myself taking some of these running backs unless it's Chuba, because I'm not sure if their other running back's going to be healthy in time. Never take a running back that's going to be out the first half of the season. Uh, Charbonnet, for example, Jadarian Price. If you're like, hey, I want to start him to start the season, you do that. So now looking back at this, Chuba, Jadarian Price, I'd be okay with taking them. Brown and Kenneth Walker, yes, they'd be safety nets, but at the same time, I'm confident that I'm good at drafting, so I'm gonna take the safer Panthers wide receiver who's a stud. So I'm gonna take Ted. Yeah, let's look to see who's gone. And also, still drafting. As the season goes on, I'll have more time to think, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker. Now the quarterbacks are going off the board. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Garrett Wilson, Devonta Smith, Josh Jacobs, Jeremiah Love, T. Higgins, and we're back. Derrick Henry's right there. They did pick an offensive lineman in the draft. That would be great to have him. He always does his thing, and yeah, I know they've been taking him off like third downs. Um, McConkey solid, a little weird with their wide receiver situation. Keenan Allen isn't a Charger right now, so I think he's good for now, but you won't know until he comes back. They got Njoku too, so you know, definitely lowering my Gadsden shares no matter what. But it's either do I go lad right here? Do I wait on wide receiver and get one of those guys I like? Or do I go Derrick Henry? Um, again, I'm comfortable. Like, I want Chuba or Jadarian Price. They're gonna start the season and they're gonna be workhorses. I'm willing to keep skipping on Derrick Henry if if I like Lad, and I do. He's a good wide receiver. He had a down year last year, but I'm willing to start him because it's Justin Herbert, and hey, if one Chargers wide receiver pops off, I'm taking Lad. I want good wide receivers on my football team. I want a solid core. It just pains me though, because looking at Derrick Henry, I'm like, oh, I want to take Derrick Henry, but that means I would be locked in having to start him in my flex or my other two running backs every week. Yeah, Gibbs and Hampton. I double up on a Charger. I think I do. I want Lad. I want the depth. I'm buying in. I could flip it. We'll see what happens. But draft board: Colson Loveland, Derrick Henry, Joe Burrow, Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, Brees Hall, Travis Etienne, McLaurin. Okay, now I'm here. I don't want any of these wide receivers. Although Zay Flowers is a little cheeky, but I want to wait. Right here, I don't want any of these wide receivers. I love Judkins, but the Browns last year, they did get an offensive tackle, but I'm still scared with their whole quarterback situation. And their defense was insane keeping them in the game. So what am I going to do? Tyler Warren, right? You want to go quarterback early or tight end early if you really love a guy. I really love Tyler Warren. Hey, yo. Um, he's a dog. You saw him in the beginning of the season, and later in the season, Colson Loveland kind of took over when he took a back seat. Why was that? Oh yeah, because Daniel Jones broke both of his legs or fibula or whatever. That Colts offense was absolutely dominant last year in the first half of the season. Their defense is going to get worse this year a little bit. That means they're just going to throw the ball more and be behind. Regardless, you're looking for a guy that can consistently get you points. And the last couple of years, a tight end went really late. I mean, it was a rookie tight end would just pop off. That's not going to happen this year. That's not going to happen. We got our guys like the Bowers, the Warrens, the Lovelands, you know, Tyler Warren right here in the fifth round. Give me that. I know in the sixth or seventh, fuck, in the sixth or seventh, you're gonna want to take Chuba, Price, or wide receiver. So yeah, we're gonna take Warren. Burden, Buka, Flowers, Waddle, Henderson, Adams, Irving, Cam Scattaboo, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, and we're up on the clock. Okay, let's look. Quarterbacks, I'm not really insanely in love with any of the quarterbacks this year. I'd rather get depth at the top, so we will keep waiting. I don't care if I wait till the end. At that point, it's like let's just look at the week 1 and 2 matchup and see who has a good, schedule. But right here, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams. Last year I thought was the year that Jameson Williams was gonna really step up and he didn't. It's likely that if you don't make that step up, you're not gonna step up. I get he's a home run hitter, but I don't care because if I have Lad and I have Tet, I'm gonna pick them over him probably all the time. So I'm not looking for a home run hitter right now. Montgomery, Judkins, Swift. That's some good value that's here right now. Also, Marvin Harrison, Odunze, pretty good options. I got two wide receivers. I got two running backs. It's pick your poison. Um, I'm confident that Myers is still going to be here for a while. So I'm just going to hammer down on running backs, get the depth going. Who do I want though? I'm going to take Judkins. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it's still a consistent starter, so we're going to take him. Montgomery, Odunze, Jameson, Lawrence, Evans, Tate. I still don't trust Cam Ward, so that's that. Dart, Herbert, and now we're up. Swift, he could be a good option. I just took Judkins though, so I might want to just like pump the brakes for a little bit. Is there any guys I'm willing to shoot up here? Marvin Harrison potentially could be a year two breakout. He is a stud. And then there's those running backs right there. I feel like Hubbard or Price, one of them is going to be there. And we're covered. Our bases are covered anyways at running back because we have three now. So I'm going to take the upside shot on Marvin Harrison because I think he's one of those players that could just through the roof. DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Sutton, Godwin, Metcalf, Wilson, Jacoby Myers taken now. So, for example, if I really have Jacoby Myers over Marvin Harrison, take Myers. Don't care that he's down on the list. I might go back in a week and be like, I prefer Myers over Harrison. But regardless, Harrison's the more upside shot. Myers is the safe. So is what it is. Yeah, we got Warren. Yeah, they got Dowdle. Their Steelers are always good. I feel like it's gonna be a great timeshare no matter what. But if you want the home run hit or the whole pie, you're gonna want to take someone like Chuba Hubbard. Harvey, I'm still thinking about. They did get, I think, Jonah Coleman, the other running back. Tootin could be a great option this year. I think they got Chris Rodriguez too in Jacksonville now, but I'm gonna take Hubbard, and then after I take Hubbard, I'm gonna hope that Jadarian Price is well. It's likely these guys are gonna be healthy to start the season anyways. I also think Jadarian Price could have the juice, and as a rookie, you're gonna want to see that. Regardless, if he starts the season strong, you could always trade him away. There's going to be teams that need running backs. I'm just not obsessed with any of these wide receivers. I love Pittman, but like I don't know what's going to happen with the Steelers. And I'm not really obsessed with any of these guys. Maybe Josh Downs, maybe. It's just I know I'm going to start the other guys over. So let me just stack up on running back. We're going to take Chuba. Let's hope Price falls to us. Tootin, Dowdle, Warren, Downs, Reed. Oh, Price did not fall to us. Downs, Reed, Tyson, Harvey, Price. Now it's the ninth round. Okay, let's look at the draft board. We still don't have a quarterback. That's fine. We will keep waiting. I guarantee you someone like Kyler Murray will just erupt, or you take Stafford on the Rams, who just did great. Okay. No, no. He has juice. No, no. We're looking for upside. We already got our main starters. Corum could get more involved. Uh, all I know is Munungai has the juice. And then here, Pittman. I just don't see the upside of the Steelers just targeting him. I'd rather just start my guys that I took. This is a no-brainer right here. I'm just gonna take the juice. Kyle Munungai, Wandale, Lemon, Pearsall, Pittman, Stevenson, Pollard, Aaron Jones, Shakira, Dobbs, Corum. We're back up. Parker Washington on the Jaguars. They have a lot of heads there. He could pop off one week, but I'm just under the assumption they have Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas. They're just going to try to get them going. I don't know what's going to happen, so I'll avoid him for now. Quentin Johnston popped off a little bit, and since I have Lad, it could be the same situation where, hey, if I find out Quentin Johnston's doing better, I could start him during the season. And also, if one of them gets hurt, handcuff situation. Herbert has more time to throw now. That's great. Quentin Johnston, someone I'm looking at. Gainwell, Dobbins, Algier in Arizona. Not gonna happen. I could now get Charbonnet, so I have both of them. But you got to remember the rule is if you're hurt and you're not starting the season, you're not going to be on my team because you need to try to make the playoffs. So yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. I'm going to take Quentin Johnston. Welcome to the team. Now, as I took him, I just noticed someone, and you got to think, hey, who's the starting running back for the Giants? It's Cam Scatabo. But who's behind him? That is Tyrone Tracy. Scatabo got hurt last year. Same thing could happen. He's a beast, Scatabo, but just the Giants are the Giants, and if they don't protect Dart, he's gonna get hurt, and the whole operation is gonna fall anyways. Tyrone Tracy could be a good handcuff. Alvin Kamara, the Saints, they got ETN, so you got to think he can catch a lot of PPR passes. So I'm between Tyrone Tracy, Alvin Kamara, Pacheco. Detroit looks good. Jonathan Brooks, Carolina. I could double up there. I'm not obsessed with any of these wide receivers, although Debo's a free agent, so wouldn't care if he was on my team. He's a good player. Uh, I think he's probably going to be here next round when I pick. So Kamara or Charbonnet. I mean, sorry, not Charbonnet. Tracy or Kamara. I'm honestly just feeling you don't know. You don't really know if he's going to get all the catches. Um, it could be a 1A starter. I doubt he gets all the catches. Let's look at Jonathan Brooks. All right, so he's practicing in the offseason program. Pacheco could pair that with Gibbs. Not sure how Gibbs is going to operate. Yeah, I think what I want to do is if I have Chuba, I think I'm just gonna match him up with Brooks because it says Brooks is gonna play this season. So Brooks, there it goes. He's might start early. Chuba might be the main guy, but let me just lock them up. Didn't like anyone else, so Tracy's still there. Kamara's still there. I'm gonna take Tracy. I think there's a chance Scottaboo gets hurt. Taking Tracy. And I don't care if I drop him. I don't care. We just got to see how the season plays out. Now we get three more picks. We do need a quarterback, but I don't care. We're going to build depth. Don't draft a defense or kicker. Day before the game starts, that's when you pick up a defense and a kicker. If you have to choose one, go for the defense because you can get a good spot start matchup against a terrible team. Um, And for example, when you look, all the teams have a purple except no, yeah, except ours. So if they want to get a second quarterback, be my guess, it's only going to hurt their team. Golden. Oh, and look, let's look at our wide receivers, right? Tet, McConkey, Harrison, Quentin Johnston. The guys always pop out. It always happens. It's just the odds of me picking them. I don't know. But Tyreek Hill free agent, Debo free agent. I wouldn't be mad with Debo. Kamara's here though, still, and I was talking about him how I could see him getting a lot of play. So Kamara or Debo, I'll go with Debo. I could just see him getting signed to a team starting. Great, we're gonna pick one more pick, and then we're gonna pick our quarterback. Okay, so Brian Robinson Jr. and Lena could be a handcuff if you have Bijan. Going down the list, not obsessed. I could handcuff. Is Vidal the backup in Los Angeles? I don't even know the deal. Najee Harris is still in Los Angeles, regardless. Could handcuff right there. I don't like any of these guys. Um, could take the dart throw on Golden. They have Watson and Reed there. That only moves him up the depth chart. But it's like, who do I start every week? A Packers wide receiver or my guys? I'd rather start my guys. I'm confident that I'll find another wide receiver on the waiver wire that pops up. You just got to roll with five. Let me get a running back. And who am I going to get? It's either a rookie or you just go with a handcuff. And right now, I'm going to go with the handcuff and Vidal. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just get the quarterback right here. Dak Prescott, Mahomes, Stafford, Bo Nix. Bo Nix wouldn't be a bad option. I think Dak's a good quarterback. I think he's always consistent. I'll say I'm going to take him now, but I would look at the schedule and see who I like starting off the season. And then we're going to take Vidal to end it. Yeah, that's that. So ignore this as always. Um, yeah, Dak, Tyler Warren, we got some depth, baby. We got Gibbs, Hampton, Chuba, Monungai, Brooks, and Tyrone Tracy. Vidal. If you're like, hey, I'm not really in love with that, then take Derrick Henry right here. But then you really have to make it up with wide receiver. Wide receivers solid with upside. I could say I could get better upside, but I just don't like the landscape of this year. But Ted McMillan, Lad McConkey, Marvin Harrison, Quentin Johnson, Debo. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid team. You don't want to take wide receivers who you're not sure if you're going to start them. So, yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Comment whatever you want, but comment what you want to see. Peace.